Hi, this is the command line tutorial on network ports. Before we start, there's two things we have to talk about first. Interface groups are not supported in a simulator environment out of the box. We did not discuss broadcast domains yet, so these two things we have to keep in mind. The broadcast domains is a bit of a chicken and egg problem. For now, all you need to know is that a broadcast domain is a grouping of ports. In this tutorial, we will remove ports and add ports to a broadcast domain. In the next tutorial, when you're familiar with ports, we discuss broadcast domains further. So, we're logged into the cluster shell and list all our available ports, and we see that we've got 12 ports. Some are in the cluster broadcast domain and others are in the default broadcast domain. That default broadcast domain is the one we have to touch a little bit. Now let's first create an empty interface group. Load balancing is IP, and the type is multi-mode, which is static multi-mode. We listed and see that there are no ports in this group yet. Because all of our ports are in broadcast domains, we have to free some of these ports. So we'll take E0D and E0E of node 1. So we first remove E0D, and then we remove E0E. We list the ports again and see that they are no longer in any broadcast domain. Now we can add them to the new interface group. So first we add E0D to interface group A0A, and we do the same for E0E. We check the ports in the interface group again, and we see that we've got 2 ports in interface group A0A at the moment. Now we add the interface group as a port to the broadcast domain. And as we can see, A0A at the top is now part of the default broadcast domain. Now let's create a VLAN port. We run VLAN create, we pick the node, the interface will be E0F, and as a VLAN ID we choose 20. And we will add the VLAN port to the default broadcast domain. And we check it, and at the bottom we see that VLAN port is up. Remember, you need a switch port that's configured to manage this VLAN traffic. And to clean up, we take the reverse order. First, we delete the interface group. We delete the VLAN port. And we add E0D and E0E back to the default broadcast domain of node 1. And we check and see that the situation is the way it was. We've got 12 ports in total, 8 ports in broadcast domain default and 4 ports in broadcast domain cluster. And we're done. Now let's have a look at System Manager.